Hello, Wildcats. We're here with trailer reviews.
I'm Nib, and I'll be reviewing Saw X.
I'm Colton, and I'll be reviewing the trailer for the Nun 2.
I'm Porter. I'm going to be reviewing the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, the newest one.
Let's get right into it. Okay, so Saw X will be the 10th movie in the Saw franchise. It's a pretty long-running franchise with the classic Saw 1 that came out in 2004. And this movie is following the story of Jigsaw and his cancer again, which will be played again by Tobin Bell, which I really love. He's an amazing actor, and I think he's really bringing it in this movie too. And they're bringing back a few returning actors. Well, really just one notable one, Shawnee Smith, who plays Amanda, which I think is really cool because we haven't seen her in a few movies. So seeing her again is wonderful. We get to see some of the traps in the trailer, which they're going to be pretty disgusting. This movie, pretty brutal. I think they're really going to bring it with this movie this time because they kind of fell off with Spiral and Jigsaw. Seeing this trailer as a long-running Saw fan, I was like, oh my gosh, they're actually putting the horror back into this franchise because it fell off for a while. So this is a really exciting trailer, and I think if you're a fan of Saw, definitely go see this. It's coming out September 29th this month. I'm definitely going to go watch it. I'm probably going to have a Saw marathon because the first movie is a classic, and the second movie, which is my favorite in the franchise, it's an amazing franchise. So, yeah, I would definitely rate the trailer out of a 9 out of 10 because it's scary. It's scary and it's brutal, and it kind of puts that sick feeling in your stomach again, which we haven't seen in a while with Saw because they got a little bit too cartoonish with all the traps and stuff. So I think it's really neat.
So I'm going to be reviewing the trailer for the Nun 2, which I have not seen the first Nun, so I don't know what happens in that one, but it seems basically from what I saw in the trailer, it seems that this takes place, I want to say it looks like it takes place in the past, and it looks like it takes place in a nunnery, which makes sense for a movie called The Nun. And it seems that we're going to be following this young girl nun that's sort of experiencing all of these occurrences around the nunnery.
That's kind of how it was in the first movie. They were following this nun, and there was the creepy nun that kept haunting her and stuff, which I think is cool.
And once again, I haven't seen the first one, or I think the only movie in the Conjuring series I've actually seen was the first Annabelle movie, I think. But it definitely looks like a very well-made film. All of the set pieces, the main nunnery itself, looks very I don't think Victorian is the right word, but it looks very
Old-timeish?
Old-timeish, yeah.
Not to mention, there was an actual jump scare in the
Oh
trailer.
yeah,
And
yeah, the scene where the nun, where not the scary nun, I don't remember if it's the young girl, if it's another woman. One of the nuns walks up, and there's just this wall of magazines, and then they all just start turning, and it starts to make a person, and then it ends on this sort of figure, and then that you can kind of make out the face of the nun, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. And then the girl turns back, there's nothing there, turns back, and I was half expecting, okay, the nun's gonna be there, and then I was like, oh, and then it pops up, I'm like, oh, there's the nun, and that's how the trailer ends. It actually did get me the first time I watched it.
It got me pretty good, I know that.
Yeah. That's all I really have to say, because once again, I don't know anything about the Nun movies, but it's definitely a good trailer, and I think it'll be a good scary movie. It definitely looks very creepy.
From a person that's never seen the first Nun or anything, how would you rate the trailer for this movie? Just blank side.
Blank side, I'd give it a good 8 out of 10 because it looks like a very well made movie.
Okay, on to FNAF.
Alright, I'm here to rate the newest FNAF trailer movie. Alright. I like how they put all the effort of putting little details in the thing. And a lot of things that we really like in the movie is doing hints of lore that's going to be in the film. Like, you're looking at that, ooh, that's something I've seen. You're looking at that, that's something I haven't seen. Yeah. And this is one of Scott's greatest projects, including FNAF Help 1 and 2. And then he's probably going to stop for a while. Anyway.
He does that. He'll, like, come out with a
Yeah.
game, stop for a while, another
Come out with a
project.
game, yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how did you guys like the FNAF movie trailer?
I really liked it because
I have been a fan of FNAF for years now, and
Mm-hmm.
finally seeing a movie being made after like it being hinted at for so long.
yeah,
is,
because
like,
we've been
so-
waiting like 8 years for this movie.
It's so close
It's
to my
been
heart.
on
I'm-
and off.
I'm
like
sure
8
that's how
years.
it is for like you and many
Yeah.
other people. I think it's going to be a very good movie overall.
I really like the way that they did all of the way all the animatronics look. Specifically at the end of the trailer, Springtrap. I know you noticed this. He does the Scream knife wipe, which, because assuming that this follows FNAF lore, William Afton is Springtrap, and William Afton is being played by
The guy that plays Scooby-Doo.
oh, I forgot his name now. I feel
Matthew
so bad.
Lillard.
Matthew Lillard,
Yeah.
who also plays
Stu and
Stu
Scream.
in the first Scream. So, and I don't know if that's just reflexes for him or if that's an actual reference put in the movie intentionally. I like to think it was put in intentionally.
I'm sure it's like an actual reference.
Oh,
but
yeah.
them being, because Scream 1 is such an iconic movie, it was such a like breaking point for horror
it was
as
a
we know it.
it was a big like revival for the horror genre back in like the early and late 90s.
And ever since Scream, we haven't seen Matthew Lillard in many like horror roles. So I'm
Yeah.
really excited to see
Mostly
this
been
one.
Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, he is Shaggy.
He is Shaggy.
Scooby-Doo.
Can't wait for all the memes to come out about that. Just Shaggy as William Afton.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
So, do we know the release date for FNAF?
October 2017.
Yep, October 27th.
October 27th.
What's the release date for the Nun 2?
The release date for Nun 2 is September 8th.
And Saw X will be coming out September 29th. So, September and October.
September
is
and
gonna be,
October
like,
is a big month for horror films,
horror fans.
which makes sense because
This is your month.
Halloween.
Last year they were kind of lacking in horror movies during
Mhm.
Halloween and stuff. So I'm really
Yeah.
excited that this year we're actually getting a full-on like classics
Oh, yeah.
revival and all that.
I think one of the only horror movies that came out last year during Halloween was like Scream 5 and or Scream. Is it Scream 5 or Scream 4? I forget.
I think it's
No, it's Scream 5 that
Yeah.
came out last year. Scream
Yeah.
6 came out this year,
year.
which amazing franchise, but that's not what we're talking about. And
Yeah.
so, what would you rate the FNAF movie trailer?
So 10 out of 10. I like all the little details they put into this. Like that guy that had the Midnight Motor shirt. And Springtrap looking more like Spring Bonnie a little bit with the purple bow tie and all.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be a really neat film.
Yeah.
Well,
that we've been waiting way too long for.
9 years.
well, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure, definitely, if you're a horror fan and you like these franchises, that you go see these movies in theaters or when they come out on streaming platforms. And, well, anything we'd like to add?
That's all.
That's all.
See you
See
next
you later,
time,
Wildcats.
Wildcats.